Hello friends, Mary here. Today we're going to be having a look at why we do what we do in a meditation. So if you're a beginner, this might be helpful for you, I hope so. So let's get started.
Today, as part of Creators for Peace Week, we are going to do a meditation to send love, care and energy to the people of Ukraine.
We start by setting out the intent of the meditation to immediately let you, the participants, know what we help to achieve. It also alerts our spirit guides and guardian angel that we are going to do this, so they can start to draw near and offer guidance and help.
In our beautiful picture at the back, you can see a bridge.
Why do we have a background video? Well, this is to help anyone who may find it difficult to visualise. We immediately focus on the bridge because, well, you'll find out in the next step.
And we are going to be creating a bridge with our energies and our love so that we can send them as much care as we feel every time we see the terrible pictures of what is going on.
Explaining that the bridge in the video is symbolic of the bridge we intend to build between us, the participants, meditators, and our intended recipients, the people of Ukraine.
If you have felt helpless, as many people have, just know that this positive action will be felt by them, because although the miles are many, the energies are closely linked, and we are all one together.
We've all felt helpless regarding this awful situation. Here we lift our own spirits, literally, by explaining just how we can help. So we're starting by turning a negative, our own feelings of helplessness, into a positive, sending energy. We also show that we understand how we are all linked by energy, and that understanding strengthens our intent and our ability to send out our energy.
So sit in a comfortable chair or on the floor, whichever you prefer.
We need to be sitting or lying comfortably so that we can free our minds efficiently. If we're irritated by being uncomfortable, those thoughts will intrude and inhibit what we're trying to accomplish. It's important not to have arms or legs crossed, as this can slow down our flow of energy. When we meditate, we're trying to raise our energy vibration so that we can operate on a higher level than we usually do.
Have your arms resting comfortably but not crossed, and your legs slightly apart with your feet flat on the floor.
Our feet need to be flat on the floor to ground us properly. In future videos we'll be looking at chakras in depth, but for now just know that the root chakra at the base of your spine is what keeps you tethered to the earth. When you're more comfortable with meditation and it starts to work for you, you'll feel the wonderful freeing sensation of being light, airy and floaty as your energy vibration gets higher. This feeling is so lovely that sometimes it's hard to drag ourselves back, hence the necessary tethering. Don't panic about this. You're not going to float off out of the window and never come back. Your guide and angel would never let that happen. But they do have quite a lot to do, so it's courteous to them to do as much as we can so that they don't have to. Grounding is simple and it's just good practice.
When you're sitting comfortably, just allow your eyes to close.
Why do we close our eyes? Well, you actually don't have to, especially if you're just starting out and it makes you nervous. That is another reason for the background video, so you can just soften your gaze and look at that instead. The reason for closing our eyes is to shut down one of our senses so that the others are sharpened. This is also why I like to have sound in the background video, as it helps you to focus your hearing as well. Your eyes are particularly important in meditation, because when you shut your physical eyes it helps your third eye to open. To feel where your third eye is, put a finger in between your eyebrows and then gently raise it higher up your forehead until you're between your eyebrows and your hairline. As you continue to practice meditation, you may feel a slight pressure in that area. It means that your third eye is waking up and showing you inner wisdom in the form of colours, images and helpers. And this is where the phrase the mind's eye comes from. It is literally the eye that shows you things in your mind.
Take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth.
Why do we do some deep breathing? Mindful breathing is a whole subject in itself, but it's used here to focus your attention and therefore your mind in one area. It's also very calming and relaxing, which helps us to raise our energies.
Just sit for a moment, feeling how relaxed your body is. If you feel any areas of discomfort or tension, please just move gently to rearrange your neck, your shoulders, your hips, your ankles, anywhere that might be holding on to stress.
Here we do a mini body scan to make sure we're as comfortable as possible before proceeding. Take this opportunity to shift your position if you need to.
We want to send good energies over to Ukraine.
What did I mean by good energy? Well, in retrospect I could have made this clearer. I didn't mean good energy as opposed to bad or negative energy. I meant a good amount of energy, which is more achievable if you're comfortable. Being comfortable is a sign that your chakras, your spinning energy centres, are spinning properly and moving your energy along efficiently. The better your energy flow, the easier it is to work with, and the easier it is to send to someone or somewhere else.
And when you are totally comfortable, I want you to see the white light that is surrounding us all, so that we have only the highest and the good with us today. And see as that white light comes down from the source at the universe and spreads over us all, keeping us safe.
Here we're acknowledging the white light coming from the source. This is pure, loving energy that enters us through the crown of our heads. When I do a long, in-depth meditation, I always open the chakras one by one to really concentrate and maximise the energy flow. We finish opening by allowing the white light to flow into us from above. You can become more familiar with the white light by visualising it when you have a shower. Simply imagine that the water is white light, and as it cascades over you, imagine it turning your energies whiter and brighter until you feel that you are properly washed clean. As I mentioned in the meditation, the white light is also protecting us and allowing in only the highest and best. Negative energies shy away from light, so the more we can see that light, the safer and more protected we become.
Now we are going to imagine together that beautiful white light all being gathered up into a beautiful ball that looks like an amazing bubble.
Imagining the white light being made into a bubble is simply a way to make it easier to send. Sending a contained bubble is easier to imagine than trying to just send white light on its own.
And the bubble is so full of love and sadness for these lovely people who are going through such terrible times at the moment.
So this is where we add in the love that we're sending. We're also sending sadness to show empathy for the people, because we are all one energy. That's why sending emotion is very powerful. Have you ever been in a room with friends when one of the person walks in and they're in a bad mood? It brings the whole mood of the room down, doesn't it? Now imagine how much the others in that room can lighten that negative mood by all focusing on love and light. So imagine Ukraine as that negative room. They've had such terrible things inflicted on them that they desperately need all the love and light that we can send them.
Now we are going to send that ball of beautiful white light across the miles, across the bridge. But although the miles are very many, they are right next to us, because they are in our hearts, and we care for them. And we ask that their hearts be open to receive the love that we are sending.
Here is the bridge that we've been creating since the first sight of that background video, a bridge across the miles. We're acknowledging that we hold them and all other sentient beings in our hearts, and then we ask for their hearts to be open to receiving the love. This is creating a direct connection between our hearts and theirs. The love from the heart chakra is pure and unconditional.
We particularly want to reach parents who have lost children or family members, or who have children in their care now and they don't know what's going to happen to them.
By mentioning all of the groups of people that we wish to help, we're focusing on where we want the energies to go. It's a bit like setting up the sat-nav in your car before a journey. If you can give the clearest information about where you want to go, you're much more likely to reach your destination.
We want to send love to the children who have been separated from their families as they fled, who have become lost, as well as the poor children who lost their lives. And if any are wandering and not realizing what has happened to them, we ask you to take them towards the light so that they can be reunited with loved ones.
This is a great opportunity to help children who have been tragically killed. If they're not sure where they are, then asking for help with that will take them to the light where relatives will be already waiting to look after them on the other side.
We ask for special energy to be sent to all the people who are caring for these children and their families, to give them hope in the darkness and energy when their strength is almost low and gone.
Again, we're mentioning a specific group of people, the carers, so that the energy we're sending will go to the right place, just like putting an address on a parcel.
So now we will just sit quietly for a while, all the time imagining sending more and more bubbles of that beautiful white light. See it in your mind's eye as it gathers from us, rises up and spreads all over the land until it is reaching the people of Ukraine who need it so desperately. And if you have your own private thoughts and emotions, please be in touch with them now and know that what you feel will be heard and felt. And remember that everything we do now is for the highest and the best. So we will sit quietly for a few minutes, sending that love.
Here we're reaffirming our intent and creating yet more love to send. This is also your opportunity to connect to the highest and good. You can ask questions or just see if anything comes through for you while you're still sending love. If anything pops into your head, just accept it, and if it doesn't make sense right away, you can analyse it later. Accepting your first thought is one of the most difficult things to learn. It took me forever. I kept thinking that I'd imagined it, or it was just my mind coming up with weird stuff. Acceptance and patience are both extremely hard lessons to learn, and I still grapple with the patience aspect from time to time. I believe it's very important to always include a quiet time in any meditation, as we all have our own questions and our own paths to walk. We need that time for our own growth. If someone talks all the way through a guided meditation, how are you ever going to find peace or answers? Okay, I'll get down off my soapbox now.
And now it is time to start coming back.
I always let people know that it's time to start coming back and then leave a little pause. This gives you a chance to start pulling back and yet retain some of the peace that I hope you will have found. And sorry, I don't have a snooze button.
We ask that any energy that we have personally sent is going to be replenished, so that we finish this meditation feeling refreshed and relieved that we have been able to do something positive in such a terribly negative time.
When you're doing any form of energy work, it's important to make sure that you don't end up empty. It can happen. I've had one experience of it, and I was so exhausted I had to call in sick and spend the day in bed. That's why I had one experience of it. I made sure I never made the same mistake again. Unfortunately, when you're starting out in this crazy world of psychic stuff, it's all too easy to lose your energy. You're so eager to help anyone and everyone that you just keep on giving your energy away for free and end up with none for yourself, especially if you're a kind-hearted, caring person who wants to help. Just asking to be replenished can help. Later on, when we start doing longer meditations, I'll be teaching you how to open up and close down. The 10-minute meditations are usually focused on asking for something rather than sending something, so it's not so much of an issue.
So just feel yourself coming back gently into your body. You may notice that it feels heavy.
Remember that light, airy feeling we talked about earlier? That's finishing for now, and so the opposite of light and airy is heavy and dense. You may be surprised by how solid and weighed down you feel as you first come back. Also, did you notice that this is the point where I faded out the background sounds of the water? This all helps to slow down and stop your meditation so that you come back easily.
Take a moment to just wriggle your toes and your fingers.
The wiggling helps you to fully re-enter your body, and opening your eyes marks the end of the meditation. You may feel slightly disorientated for a few minutes, but it soon passes.
And when you are ready, open your eyes.
So that's it. I really hope that this has helped you and that you don't feel quite so intimidated by meditation. The benefits are huge, so I would really encourage you to keep meditating. And like all things, the more you do it, the better you'll get and the more you'll enjoy it. I really wish you well on your own journey, and thank you so much for joining me today. Love, light and peace to everyone. So until the next time, Namaste.